are back, and we're also adjusting the microphone. I think we're good to go now. If you can't carry a tune, what can you carry? I actually can't carry a tune, so hopefully still a lot. Today's reflection, I've been thinking about this reflection for 2 years. Off and on, certainly in the last few weeks, I've been thinking about it a lot. And that is around this lecture. This was about 2 years ago. I was at the ashram about 2 hours outside of Mumbai, and it was during a youth retreat. So there was 14, 15-year-olds at the ashram for the day. I think it was on a Saturday or so. And it was so great. It was a jolt of energy for them to come to the ashram and go to the dining hall and go to the lecture halls. And it was just, it was a blast, and nothing like youthful energy. And the questions were really good as well. One of the lectures, there was a few during the day, and one of the lectures was by essentially the person that runs the day-to-day operations of the ashram. His name is Jal. He's a doctor, so Dr. Jal, or Dr. J, as a few of us call him. Shout out Dr. J if this ever gets back to you. 2 years ago, he gave a lecture, and in the first few minutes, he started with some prescient words. He said, if you take anything away from the next hour, let it be this: it's not out there. Proceeded to give a great lecture, and then at the end, he said, I want to end this in the same way that I started it, by saying, if you get anything out of this entire lecture, let it be these 4 words: it's not out there. So much of what we're chasing in the world, so much of it is illusory. We don't even really know what we're chasing. We think partner at the law firm, that job, getting into that university, finding that spouse. Not only do we think that those are going to be the last thing we need, the only thing we need that can unlock every other door, but we also think that that's what we really want. So much of the time, we think the symbol of what we want is what we want. $10 million. Why? You're not going to eat $10 million of cash. Why do you want $10 million? So that you can have optionality, do whatever you want. That $10 million represents is a symbol of freedom. Partner at the law firm. Maybe it's a symbol of belonging, symbol of admiration, respect. Whatever we're chasing, it's a symbol. So often it's a symbol of a symbol of a symbol of the thing that we want. So what we really want, name, fame, wealth, belonging, health, so much of it, and we said this in a previous episode, so much of it goes to peace and prosperity. That's what we want. That's what the Bhagavad Gita outlines so explicitly. What you're chasing after is peace and prosperity. And to take it a step further, what we really want, and the Gita, as well as so many other places within this philosophy, outline what you really want is freedom. And what Dr. J was saying was so crystal clear. That freedom you're chasing is not out there. It's not in some career milestone. It's not found in some significant other. It's not in having a child. It's not in your children being healthy. It's not in your own health. It's not getting rid of that one constant chronic pain that you might be suffering from. Because once you do, as the Buddhists say, there will be 10,000 other things. So if it's not these acute things that we're chasing after, if it's not these things that we can articulate, or these finish lines that we can imagine, and it's this more conceptual, potentially vague, but natural desire for freedom, what Dr. J is saying is that freedom is not out there. It's not the trophies on the mantelpiece. It's not the payday. It's not the 3 letters next to your name when you're made CEO. 10 years ago, I was CEO with a heart condition on a stretcher in the ER, having my heart shocked back into rhythm with those paddles you see in TVs and movies, after it beating for 175 beats a minute for 3 weeks in the midst of a depression. 100 employees, those 3 letters, that was not freedom. That was not even close. It's not in the external. Freedom is not an external state. It's an internal one. Now, doing many of the same things with kids, with some pretty bad lower back pain here and there, probably related to the little ones, with so many different things on the plate that I didn't have 10 years ago. Now, everything feels effortless each day. And nearly every day, I'm doing what I feel called to do, which is in perfect alignment with what I want to do and what I can do. Therefore, every day I'm doing what I choose to do. That's freedom, the ability to do what you want to do. The obligations, that list of obligations runs long, but the freedom, that internal state grows and grows each day faster than the to-do list. And this is a science. This is not a sermon. You can test this out. Experiment with yourself. When you get that X, Y, or Z that you think is the last piece of the puzzle to contentment, happiness, freedom, moksha, nirvana, our concept of heaven here in the West, they're all the same thing. That peace, that prosperity, is it in that thing? Or is it a few days, few hours, a few weeks later, and you're back at the bottom of the wheel trying to run back up? If it is, and this is something you've noticed in yourself, keep noticing it. You don't even have to change anything, but perhaps give some reflection, some space to this phrase, these 4 words. See if there's some truth to them. It's not out there. We'll see you next time on the Daily Vedantic. Thanks for listening to the Daily Vedantic. This reflection is part of a free repeating 2-year course in Advaita Vedanta. Rooted in the timeless wisdom of the Upanishads, arguably the oldest philosophical texts on earth, you can begin with episode 1, which gives the 15-minute overview of the whole philosophy of Vedanta, or you can join the journey with any episode at any point. But the critical aspect of this course, of understanding and mastering anything, is to study and reflect, even for 10 to 15 minutes on the timeless each day, preferably at the start of your day. As is said in this philosophy, reflection is 100,000 times as powerful as listening. So listen, journal, sit with, discuss these concepts, or ask questions at thedailyvedantic.com with our AI-powered chatbot, informed by about 700 episodes here, as regularly as one can, if you want to see clarity and peace almost effortlessly unfold in your daily life. And if it doesn't result in a near immediate increase in clarity and peace, then toss aside and feel free to never listen again. One of the things that you might notice is after 7 or 8 days in a row, this doesn't feel like a discipline. This feels like a visit with a best friend to dive into the timeless with daily reflection. Within a few days, it becomes one of your favorite parts of the day. You can also find out more, including news about in-person events in Los Angeles and beyond, at the Daily Vedantic on Instagram, or through our weekly newsletter at thedailyvedantic.com. Additionally, check out the links in our show notes for more resources like the books that are mentioned most frequently in the episodes, including Vedanta Treatise, perhaps the simplest and most straightforward read on this philosophy I've ever come across. Until next time, and from the entire team that works on the Daily Vedantic project, thanks for listening.